Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session designed to create a level of confidence, calmness, but also discernment in the idea of relationships and dating. And it was created for a client that, as a result of various experiences in their childhood, including being abandoned by their mother and witnessing the consequence of an affair that led to a murder, they had unconsciously associated the idea of being in a relationship with being almost like a life or death situation. Physiologically, that's what the sympathetic nervous system is there to do. It's to protect. And having a big dose of adrenaline going through your blood, if you're being chased by a wolf or a tiger, is actually quite advantageous because your heart beats fast and you're breathing quick and you might be able to run or fight or hide because your brain is thinking and processing so many thoughts. It's not that useful if you're doing it in a situation where there is an evaluation, a subconscious evaluation of a threat, but the threat isn't real. And there is an acronym which is quite helpful for this kind of anxiety, which is, if you think of the letters in fear, FEAR, you could imagine it to be false evidence appearing real. So if an evaluation is made and then things are interpreted to be that way, it could lead to extreme panic. And that was certainly the case with this particular client. There was the possibility of getting to know someone and it triggered a panic attack and they didn't want to feel that way because part of them really did want a relationship and another part of them really felt anxious at the idea of that. And that's obviously a tricky situation to resolve. So what you're going to hear in this hypnosis session is an element of regression to cause. And it was evident that one of the main reasons for this kind of intense fear is this feeling of abandonment that took place when they were about 10 years old. So you're going to hear that. And then when I asked the question, if he could feel calm, confident, but also discerning, because discernment would be the solution to avoid just getting into any relationship, that could lead to difficult situations. Discernment would obviously help with that in terms of making better choices. And I asked them a role model that would have those qualities. And they couldn't think of anyone in their life, like friends or family members. But a fictional character that came to mind was James Bond. Now, obviously, James Bond is, in many ways, seemed to be a bit of a playboy, a bit of a, almost misogynist. But he, and most people would agree, have the qualities of confidence around women and is seen to be discerning, even if the discernment is based on the drinks he drinks and the clothes he wears and the cars he drives. So you're going to hear an element of modeling those qualities, those James Bond type of qualities, and then future pacing that. Some people would link this to a fear of love, which is philophobia. Some people would say it's a fear of women, which is gynophobia. I would just say that this is a learned reaction at a very vulnerable age, that what he perceived was linked to relationships was things like abandonment and betrayal. And this hypnosis session is designed to look at that for what it really was, which is individuals, not all relationships or all women. So he could be discerning in the future. If you feel that this is useful or you feel like a bespoke session may be useful for you, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a free consultation call. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a slow, calm, confident breath. And as you exhale, relax those eyelids, and with your eyes closed, feel that you're releasing tension, any stress, any worries in that outward breath. So that as you breathe in, you're breathing in a wonderful feeling of resourcefulness. And as you exhale, breath by breath, you find yourself becoming deeper and deeper relaxed. Scan your body for any feelings of tension or anxiety. And start to imagine it's all just melting away, enabling you to feel that you're moving towards a state of pure relaxation, a wonderful feeling of calmness, that your mind is taking you to a place where powerful change can take place. As you breathe in, continue to breathe in that calm, resourceful feeling of confidence, exhaling any anxiety, enabling you, as your body relaxes, to activate the power of your imagination. And maybe it's useful to think of your imagination as a way of making changes deep in your unconscious mind. Because sometimes your unconscious does things to keep you safe. But in order to keep you safe, your unconscious mind needs to figure out what is a threat and what is a risk. And when your unconscious mind reclassifies a generalized risk into something more specific, then the way you reduce the risk is to simply become more discerning. And with the power to make better choices, you're able to take your life into the exact direction you want it to go, free of anxiety and overwhelm. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel that you're becoming more and more relaxed. As your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to think back, perhaps, to an image from your childhood of a yellow house. Perhaps you can imagine seeing that yellow house. And I want you to imagine seeing a younger version of you at that house, expecting to be picked up by your mother. Maybe you see yourself playing with a friend, looking confident, smiling. But I want you to see a child that changes their expression as it occurs to them that their mother isn't returning. Imagine you are in the same place at your current age, observing this younger version of you. See how you looked back then. Clothes you were wearing, how tall you were, and get a sense that in this moment, beliefs and evaluations were being made that felt like they were true, but they weren't. I want you to imagine seeing that younger version of you and rewind it to just before the time when your mother was meant to pick you up. And I want you to imagine seeing that child, maybe in a room or maybe playing outside, and telling that child that you are them from the future. And of course, that younger version of you won't believe you straight away. But you know them because you are them. And maybe you convince them by sharing a secret, something only they would know. And by doing so, you realize that they realize that you are them from the future. And I want you to imagine telling that child what is about to happen over the next few days. That their mother is not going to return. That they may make false evaluations about what is happening. Perhaps evaluations of their worthiness, blame, or maybe generalizing what one person has done to become bigger than that. I want you to imagine perhaps sitting down with this younger version of you and telling them that what happens is not their fault. Reassure them that their value hasn't changed. Also to let them know that the things they've seen in this relationship don't represent all relationships. I want you to get a sense that their understanding reduces any anxiety or distress. Almost imagine a cog is turning, a switch is being flipped on, where they understand this has nothing to do with them and everything to do with someone they thought they could trust and then learned that they couldn't. I want you to imagine seeing that child and realizing that you're in a position to give them a resource that they will need in their future. And perhaps it's a physical object, or perhaps it's a resource like a ball of energy. And imagine handing it to them, and imagine it's whatever they need most. And maybe that's confidence. Maybe that is a sense of deep self-respect, a feeling of worthiness, or just a feeling of safety, that they are safe, they are strong, and they can handle whatever life throws their way. Imagine they take that gift, but also imagine this child has a gift for you, because back then there was a quality that you had that you've lost connection with. Remember that younger version of you. Maybe it was playfulness or creativity. Maybe it was something else. In the same way that you're giving a gift to them, imagine they're giving a gift to you. Feel that you are absorbing that quality, taking it into the present moment to enable you to melt anxiety away and to unlock and unleash the very best version of you. You at your most confident, most charismatic, and most discerning. Breathing in and breathing out, say goodbye to this younger version of you. And imagine that you just follow them, like an invisible entity, observing how they are for the next few days, and seeing that they process things differently, accepting what has happened, less sadness, an increase perhaps in maturity, a realization that perhaps life isn't fair, but they are strong enough to deal with whatever life throws their way. And even when they return to their home, they shrug off the news like water off a duck's back. And when you're confident that this childlike version of you is somehow different now than it was before, then it means we can leave the past and go into the present. Imagine traveling forwards through time into the present. And I want you to imagine that there is a room that looks futuristic. Maybe there's a doorway that leads to that room. As I count down from 5 to 1, you will imagine opening a door to this futuristic room and walking inside. 5, putting your hand on the handle. 4, turning the handle. 3, pulling the door open. 2, walking inside. And 1, closing the door behind you. As you now imagine being in a futuristic room where anything is possible. There is a large screen, almost like a cinema screen. And there is a chamber, like a futuristic tube, to the side of that cinema screen. And I want you to think of someone that represents a form of confidence, charisma, a natural charm, or just confidence to be able to talk and interact with women without any anxiety at all. Maybe it's someone you know, or maybe it's a fictional character like James Bond. And imagine them there by the side of the screen. See how they breathe, facial expressions, their posture, and get a sense that someone with these qualities would be unfazed interacting with women. I want you to imagine there is a second chamber, and imagine stepping in and feel that there is a transfer of resources, that any anxiety is melting away, and that these qualities, these resources of confidence, charm, charisma, and discernment is now being transferred from this character into you. Feel that you now have access to these resources and these qualities. As you leave the chamber, you feel somehow different, like you're activating powerful, positive resources. And then imagine you're now looking at the screen, this cinema screen, seeing a memory from the past. In the past, perhaps this moment caused anxiety, but you are now updating it to see yourself in a different way. See yourself embodying the qualities of confidence, discernment, a coolness, an ability to keep you strong and safe in the choices that you make. And notice that you are updating what happened in the past to create a new timeline. Seeing you handle things differently, more relaxed, nothing phases you. See yourself on that large screen, doing things the way you wanted to have done them. And you realize the confidence enables you to be able to respect your own boundaries, to see red flags or warning signs, and be willing to leave any interaction where your intuition is telling you this isn't right. Your anxiety in the past was keeping you safe from avoiding any relationship. This has now upgraded your intuition to now keep you safe from undesirable relationships. Breathing in and breathing out as you see these updated memories with a version of you confident, charismatic, and calm. And notice things get easier. And then the past becomes the future as you see yourself in different interactions, interacting the way you would want to. Perhaps finding the kind of woman you would be interested in, the kind of environment that could lead to the relationship that you would consider desirable. See the interaction, see an objectivity, a cool detachment. You don't have to do anything. All the choices are with you. You could introduce yourself or not. Communicate in whichever way you desire or not. Go on a first date and decide that you don't want a second date. See yourself with all the options and none of the obligations. This is about you being discerning. It is your discernment that will reduce the probability of undesirable outcomes. Breathing in and breathing out. Then imagine stepping into that character where you are on the screen, that you are becoming that person. And feel as you relax deeper into hypnosis, that you embody the suave confidence, effortlessly charming and charismatic in any interaction that you would want with women. With each breath you take, feel a wave of calm confidence washing over you, enhancing your self-assurance and presence in social situations. Imagine yourself surrounded by an aura of magnetic charisma, drawing women to you effortlessly, while you remain discerning, recognizing those who respect your boundaries and values. And you can imagine yourself approaching women with ease, exuding confidence in your ability to engage them in meaningful conversations, always respecting their autonomy and boundaries. With each step you take, feel a sense of inner strength and assurance, knowing that you deserve genuine connections and relationships built on mutual respect and understanding. Imagine gracefully navigating through social interactions, expressing your thoughts and feelings with clarity and confidence, while maintaining a sense of mystery and intrigue. Imagine a shield of self-respect and discernment surrounding you, allowing only those who align with your values and intentions to enter your sphere of influence. Any echoes of anxiety can be released just with a long outward breath, feeling that you're breathing in that confidence and charisma and exhaling any anxiety. As you feel a deep sense of empowerment, you have a clear idea of what is okay and not is okay. And with those clear boundaries, You can communicate your needs assertively, knowing that you deserve relationships that honor and uplift you. You could imagine that dating itself is a game. With a sense of curiosity and adventure, you get to identify those that you would want to be in a relationship with and those you wouldn't, enabling you to embrace new adventures and experiences while staying true to your authentic self and values. I want you to get a sense that something has changed. The anxiety of the past was based on a belief, a generalization that wasn't true. Your discernment will keep you safe. Your boundaries will keep you safe. And your decisions will keep you safe. Feel like you're leaving the screen and observing that future version of you. And imagine seeing yourself perhaps a few years in the future in a happy, committed relationship, knowing that the changes you're making now create a ripple through time to open a door of possibility into your future. As you leave this futuristic room, feel that you continue to have that confidence, discernment, and charisma, a sense of worthiness deep within you. And then imagine returning to your present moment in the here and now as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, as very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. And when you awaken, you will awaken with an inner knowing that you are worthy of love, respect, and fulfilling connections. And you will awaken with the trust of yourself to navigate relationships with confidence and discernment. Feeling in the here and now, fully in the present, as I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.